Episode 1. An old man whom his family despises has his life altered forever when he becomes a robot. Inuyashiki automatically takes up the role of defending the world against a young man who is just like himself. Ichiro Inuyashiki and his family had just moved into a new town. While in the vehicle, the kids did not hide that they were unhappy about the movement. Inuyashiki Ichiro sponsored the relocation because he did not want to take out a loan. No child loves to leave a familiar environment, but it becomes worse if the new place is not an improvement on the former. Their new home was like their old apartment, worsening matters further. The wife and children all expressed their dislike for the place. When the mum asked who was ready to go out for dinner, they all left Inuyashiki alone to unpack the moving boxes. Inuyashiki goes to work, and it is not any better there. As he is the oldest person on the train, he gets offended easily by the younger passengers. On his way back, he sees a lost dog and takes it home with him. Inuyashiki's wife and children are not happy about this development. For peace to reign, Inuyashiki informs them that he will ensure that the dog is always in his room, and names it Hanako. By the time Inuyashiki pays a visit to the hospital, the doctor is shocked that Inuyashiki is 58 years old and not 80. This was just the least of Inuyashiki's problems, as he is also diagnosed with cancer and is told that he has 3 more months to live. Inuyashiki called to inform his family about his illness, but there was no response. In despair, he walks and cries, holding his dog. Ironically, the family would be more touched if it were a stranger who was diagnosed with cancer. After a while, he lifts his heat and sees another boy standing close to him. The young man was busy staring into space and didn't even look at Inuyashiki. At the same time, Hanako withdrew from Inuyashiki because he sensed something odd was about to happen. Before long, Inuyashiki and the young man are hit by an alien spaceship. Surprisingly, it wasn't intentional. The only way they could remedy the situation was to restore the young man and Inuyashiki with their weapon systems. Inuyashiki wakes up to find that he is still in the park and returns home. He notices an unusual thirst and that his back no longer hurts. In addition, he can now see without his glasses, and his cancer has also disappeared. Back at home, Inuyashiki begins to feel weird, and his body gives off steam. Hanako licks his palm, resulting in his arm transforming into a gun-like weapon. From the look of things, the teenagers around didn't have a lot of good inside of them. A group of them torture an old homeless man and shoot at him with firecrackers. Left with no other option, the man started pleading for his life. Meanwhile, Inuyashiki was close by, and the sounds of the firecrackers caused him to draw nearer. When he arrived at the scene, the teens all gathered around him and beat him up with bats. Inuyashiki lay still on the floor, and the teens assumed he was dead. Without any sign of remorse, they walked towards the homeless man with the intent of killing him. While Inuyashiki is still on the floor, a camera in the back of his head activates and scans the park, targeting the teens. He shoots white beams at them, knocking them to the ground and saving the homeless man. The same camera downloads all the social media information and their identities and posts them on television for everyone to see. Talk about instant karma for some evil kids. Inuyashiki is overwhelmed with joy as he realizes that even with his robotic attributes, he is still human. Episode 2. And now, it's time to meet the villain. A student who, according to his own words, has more feelings for fictional characters than those he doesn't know. Hiro Shishigami is ever ready to go out of his way for those he loves, and to terrible things to those he doesn't. Hiro notices that his bullied friend, Ando, has been absent from school for a while. Hiro and Ando have known each other since preschool, and share a bond. So he goes over to Ando's house to cheer him up. He does this by showing off his newfound power under the guise of magic tricks. Inuyashiki starts by revealing the weapons inside his head. Ando is amazed by this, and believes it to be some kind of trick. How can you reconcile the fact that your best friend is now a cyborg? Next, Inuyashiki took him outside and shot down a crow. Hiro is shocked by this, and still thinks it's unbelievable. After some time, it becomes clear to Ando that Hiro is no longer the same as he used to be. He could not have brought about car accidents with magic tricks. At this point, Ando asks Hiro if he would kill him. Hiro is disappointed at this question, and tells Ando to focus on himself and stop talking about him. Hiro takes some time to remind himself that Inuyashiki is still the same person he has known all his life. He talks about how Inuyashiki cried when his pet died years ago. On the other hand, Inuyashiki was outside receiving a call from his mum. Inuyashiki tells his mum that he is at Ando's place. Then Hiro leaves Ando's place and starts his horror show. It is one of the most terrifying scenes that anyone would find in a movie. Hiro goes into a home uninvited and kills the mother, father, and little kid. The most crazy thing about the whole incident is that Hiro feels alive after killing these people. Not too long after, the eldest daughter of the family comes into the house, goes straight to the kitchen, and sees the dead body of her mother. She staggers out of the door and starts crying. Hiro approaches her and confirms that he is the killer. Hiro discusses a popular manga with the girl and cuts her palm. The girl continues sobbing and tries to escape from Hiro's hold. Just when he is about to kill the eldest daughter, Inuyashiki gets wind of the situation and rushes over to the place. However, traffic delayed him, and he couldn't make it to stop Hiro on time. So, the girl also ends up losing her life. Nevertheless, Inuyashiki comes face to face with Hiro. At first, Hiro assumes that Inuyashiki is the granddad, so he points his finger and shoots at him too, then walks out of the home with a sense of satisfaction. When Hiro later turned back, he saw Inuyashiki behind him. How was he able to survive his shot? Instead of getting into a fight with the old man, he flees. Episode 3. Meanwhile, Inuyashiki feels sad that he could not save the family. Now, he just found out that there is another individual like himself. Hiro stops at Ando's house the next day to find out why he has not resumed school. While they are talking, Ando gets a paper cut, and Hiro heals him. Ando is stunned that Hiro can also heal. Elsewhere, Inuyashiki is returning from work and stumbles upon a group of mean-looking boys at the cab stand. Instead of waiting for their turn, these guys skip the line, and one unfortunate man in the queue challenged them. They walked down to where he was standing and dragged him to a secluded corner. The man cried and begged for his life, but the mean-looking guys wouldn't listen. They informed him that they were going to kill him. The man probably knew he was dead anyway. Before they would hit him, Inuyashiki stepped in to save the day. At first, the guys thought it was a joke. How was this old man going to fight against them? As expected, Inuyashiki beats them up, one after the other. It was an epic show of heroism and humor. The man from the queue thanked Inuyashiki profusely for saving him, but Inuyashiki was happy that he could save another life. On Inuyashiki's way home, he activates his sensor to hear the activities. It was at this moment that he overhears a little girl crying out to her father in their burning home. Inuyashiki knew he had limited time to act, and that flying there was the only way to do so. This would have been lovely if he knew how. He remembers his encounter with Hiro, and how the young man could fly out of the place. Inuyashiki thinks that if the young man can do it, he can too. Inuyashiki uses Astro Boy as an inspiration. In the first trial, Inuyashiki falls to the ground. His second attempt was more successful, as he remained in the sky and got to the burning house in time. Inuyashiki passes through the fire and brings out the father and grandmother. Meanwhile, Ando was still at home, scared of facing the bullies in school. Inuyashiki goes over to his house to see him again. This time, he promises always to be there to protect him. Back in school, a class bully, Techin, and his team picks on Ando. Inuyashiki, who was standing right beside Ando the whole time, intervened. He grabbed Inuyashiki's hand and refused to let go until he had apologized to Ando. At the end of the day's work, Inuyashiki suggested they go to the roof to check if the bullies were there. On getting there, the bullies were absent, just like Hiro had earlier told Ando. Hiro then also uses the opportunity to show Ando he can kill people from afar. He kills all the bullies from the rooftop. There were no words for Ando to explain how he felt. Hiro showed him that his abilities were endless by stealing money from bank accounts online. Elsewhere, Inuyashiki admires two cats as they walk past him, only for him to later turn back to see that one of them had been hit by a car. He holds the cat in his arms and discovers he can heal with his new powers. Excitedly, Inuyashiki heads to the hospital close to him and begins healing people. On the other hand, Hiro strengthens his resolve to continue killing. He goes into a home and kills the dog's owner, and the baby. Episode 4. A dead body lying still on a bed is seen on screen. It appears that she had been drugged and sexually assaulted by the Yakuza boss, Samejima, who is a powerful man that enjoys using sexual assault to showcase his power. Samejima entered a sauna and forced his subordinate to perform oral sex on him. Elsewhere, a young girl, Fumino, who works at a cafe, is telling her colleague about her boyfriend and life in general. A few minutes later, Fumino's boyfriend, Satoru, comes to walk her home. Unknown to them, Samejima had chosen her as his next victim. Back at Satoru's place, he proposes marriage to Fumino, and she quickly agrees. Sadly, the joy of the couple is later short-lived. Fumino is kidnapped the following day and taken to the Yakuza's base. Here, she is drugged by Samejima and his men. Fumino awakes and notices the track marks on her body. Samejima comes into the room and climbs on top of her, but she headbutts him and runs away. Fumino grabs a samurai sword and uses it to defend herself from Samejima. She manages to slit the wrist of Samejima, and as he is tended to, she escapes, returning to her fiancé. Fumino and Satoru had now reunited, but so much was uncertified. Satoru was of the view that they should call the police. At the same time, Fumino reminded him that the Yakuza had injected her with drugs, meaning that the police might even arrest her. While the couple deliberated on the next action to take, a text message entered her phone. The message was to warn her against reporting to the police. Samejima arrives at the apartment with his boys and enters the couple's home. Amidst tears, Satoru pleads with him to leave them alone, all to no avail. He lifts Satoru from the floor and starts choking him. Inuyashiki bursts into the room to stop Samejima. Samejima is no match for Inuyashiki in a hand-to-hand fight, but he's shot in the head several times, and he collapses. He awakens to find that the Yakuza have gone, and Satoru is dead. However, Inuyashiki manages to revive him. He arrives at the Yakuza boss's home and beats Samejima to a pulp. Samejima's men save him as they shoot at Inuyashiki continuously. Inuyashiki's defense mechanism activates, and he kills and blinds them. He rescues Fumino and returns her to Satoru. Episode 5. The updates on the recent activities happening around town come up on television while Ando eats his food. Ando is unhappy because he knows the person carrying out the criminal activities. He returns to his room with a heavy heart and starts surfing the internet for anything to help him stop Hiro. After a while, he concludes that another person must be like Hiro. Ando recalls that Hiro can hear sounds from afar, so he starts crying out that he is in danger of luring anyone else who is like Hiro. A knock on the door is heard, and Ando's mum goes to answer it. The person knocking asks Ando's mum if she is in any form of danger. Hearing this, Ando quickly rushes to meet them at the door and is surprised to see an old man in the person of Inuyashiki. He takes Inuyashiki to the roof to find out more about him. Inuyashiki is also taken aback by the fact that someone else knows about his abilities. Ando clears the air by telling him that his childhood friend is just like him. Back at school, one of Hiro's female classmates approaches him and expresses her feelings for Hiro. Whatever reaction she was expecting was not what she got, as Hiro simply responds to her nonchalantly and leaves. Hiro then goes to his father's place to visit the family. His half-sister and brother were both excited to see him. Hiro stayed for a while and ate dinner with them. When he returns home to his mother, he tells her how happy his father seemed to be. At this point, the mother could no longer keep it in. She told him that she had something to discuss with him. She had been diagnosed with cancer and had barely a month to live. This was the reason why she called the father and told him that Hiro would have to stay with him when she died. Hiro is heartbroken by this news and hugs his mother. He uses his powers to heal her of the cancer and is full of joy the following day when she calls to tell him that she is cancer-free. Elsewhere, Ando had taken it upon himself to train Inuyashiki and help him improve. They both trespassed into a property, and Inuyashiki practiced his powers. So far, he did not know how to attack himself because he always blacked out whenever there was trouble. Since Hiro's mother was now healthy, he did not want her to stress herself again. He informed her that they had to change apartments, and that she should also quit her job. When his mum asked where he was getting the money, Hiro told her it was from his part-time job. But we all know that he is stealing it from the internet. Inuyashiki and Ando stop at a hospital together. Inuyashiki uses his powers for good again by healing a sick child. While Hiro and his mother are at their new apartment, his mum comments on the recent crime and speaks ill of the perpetrator's parents. Little did she know that she was that evil parent. Hiro then asked her what she would do if she found out he was responsible for the criminal activities. Hiro's mum tells him that she will die with him. Hiro seemed to have run out of luck because the security agencies traced the deaths to him and were at his door to place an arrest. Episode 6. Hiro tries to escape but is pursued by men from the Secret Service. When they finally apprehended him outside his home, his mother was already crying profusely. She could not believe that her son was a criminal. Shockingly, he doesn't resort to mass murder to free himself but flees instead. This is most likely because his mother is around. Hiro has always had a soft spot for people close to him. For a while after he was caught, he appeared to be remorseful for his actions. However, his belief that some lives are less important than others remained. Hiro pushes the men off himself and runs out of their view before flying away. His face, full name, and other details are all over the media. The girl from Hiro's class, Shion, who had a crush on him, stumbles on him, looking lost on the road, and takes him home to stay with her grandma. At school, the other students are told to disclose any information that they might have about Hiro. Shion paid deaf ears to these instructions. Hiro watches as his mother apologizes tearfully for his actions. Later on, a news headline reported that Hiro's mother had committed suicide. Hiro becomes even more angry and murders the media personnel interviewing their father. He then turns his hatred towards the members of a popular message board, 2chan, who have attacked his mother and applauded her death. With his mother's death, Hiro is likely to continue to become worse. And now that he's exposed as a mass murderer, he will feel more alone. Ando tells Inuyashiki that they need to hasten up and get to Hiro. While Hiro systematically killed each of the haters of 2chan, he revealed a new ability to kill people through technology. This scary new ability renders anyone an easy target. Meanwhile, Inuyashiki learns he has a USB port under his fingernail and can fly into space. Hiro's youth seems to have given him an advantage over Inuyashiki. he appears to have a greater understanding of technology. However, Ando may be able to bridge this gap as Inuyashiki will likely be unable to master tech. Episode 7. Hiro walks back into Shion's home like a ghost, and is scolded by Shion's grandmother for wandering around the house. He goes straight into his room and lies down. Meanwhile, Hiro recalls witnessing a man jump in front of a train. The man dies instantly, but Hiro feels lighter. The following day, before leaving for school, Shion checks on Hiro and sees him still in that spot. She leaves the room and goes to school only to find everyone discussing the evil things Hiro had done. Shion remains in denial and returns home to meet Hiro. When she enters Hiro's room this time, he confesses to her that he is indeed the killer. Shion refuses to believe and calls it a magic trick. Hiro tells her that at the park, that fateful night when the spaceship hit, the real Hiro died. Right now, he felt like he was a killing machine. To convince her, Hiro takes a knife and tries to cut himself. Shion closes her eyes in fear, but Hiro shows her that he no longer bleeds. Next, he takes her out for a flight. Instead of Shion being scared for her life, she begs him to continue staying with them at home. Hiro is amazed that she would even be thinking of that right now. It becomes clear that apart from being in denial of the truth, Shion didn't want to lose another person from her life. Hiro's reaction to this suggests that he sympathizes with this, as someone still suffering from his recent loss, but the purity of his motives is in doubt. It's not out of the question that Shion is becoming Hiro's surrogate for his mother. Shion also suggests that he should turn himself into the police, but Hiro rules this option out because he knows the consequences. The only penalty that he would be given is a death sentence. Whatever the case may be, Hiro decides to save as many lives as he's taken to balance the scales, and with Shion's encouragement, he proceeds to do precisely that. To start with, Hiro heals a woman of cancer and tells her to go for a checkup to confirm, then drop a tweet about it. Hiro went on to heal many other people who had no hope with his powers. Hiro's good deeds begin to trend online, which excites Shion. It's been 2 months since Hiro started using his powers for good. The students in school are seen discussing the fact that no more murder cases have been recorded in a while. Hiro then takes Shion on a flight, which makes Shion happy. Hiro is surprised that she is still so excited about the flight and takes her close to the moon. Episode 8. Shion wakes up at night and goes to the kitchen to get water, only for her to raise her head to multiple guns pointing at her. The police force had traced Hiro to her apartment and were there to arrest him. Shion quickly shouted from the kitchen for Hiro to run away for his life. A large crowd was also gathered outside to know the raid's outcome. Shion was shot unarmed, while she was screaming Hiro's name. At the same time, the officers also shut down her grandma, who was sleeping. Hiro successfully flew away with the dead bodies of both Shion and her grandmother. When they arrived at a secure location, Hiro brought them back to life and left before they would wake up. Inuyashiki's daughter, Mari, meets up with Ando in front of his house and asks about his father, who writes manga. It was a horrible experience for Ando because he likes Mari. When he later tells Inuyashiki about this, the old man confides in him that Mari used to be a daddy's girl, but now they barely communicate. Although Ando has a crush on Mari, she is oblivious to it. Mari is all concerned about her competition with Ando and his family. She wants to become just as significant as Ando's father and build a bigger home. Mari spots Ando hanging out with her father and follows them to find out what they are doing. Mari then imagines various creative scenarios behind how the two were connected. She ends up discovering some of his superhuman secrets. Mari discusses her grades with her mum and informs her that she doesn't want to attend college. Mari wanted to pursue her hobby of writing manga, but her mother was disappointed at this revelation. She forces the father to contribute only for Inuyashiki to support his daughter's manga writing dreams. Back to the lover girl, Shion, and her grandma. Shion arrives home again and tells her grandma there is money in her account again. There was only one person who would be doing this, and it was Hiro. The young man was on a killing spree to finish all the cops in town. He attacks the police station and kills every single officer. It was a sorry sight. One of the surviving police officers threatens him that he will not get away with his actions. Hiro tells him that he will finish all the security agencies. Special forces later ambush Hiro, and the scene is streamed on television for all to see. Inuyashiki watched from home as Hiro massacred the officers from the special forces. Innocent civilians wondered how Hiro was always able to escape all the time. Episode 9. While a lot of people are against Hiro for killing so many people, some girls have formed fan clubs to admire him. A top government official goes on air and declares that Hiro is now the enemy of the whole nation. Ando tried calling him, but it seemed like Hiro had blocked him. Hiro goes live on TV to broadcast to everyone that he plans to kill all the citizens of Japan. He threatened to kill 1,000 people daily. Hiro has followed the same path that Light from Death Note did. Once Light gained the power of the Death Note, he was sympathetic even though he was killing criminals without distinguishing between their crimes. However, While Hiro initially claimed he was killing based on establishing a new form of justice, he quickly settled for mass murder, killing without caution. After the broadcast, everyone wondered if Hiro was out of his mind. To prove that he meant everything he said, Hiro starts by killing 100 people during the first day. The town is in an uproar because no one knows where he is shooting from. Hiro telephones a TV presenter and kills him during a live broadcast. Ando observes that Hiro is killing his victims via smartphones. He informs Inuyashiki about it, and he then broadcasts a warning. The members of the public are told to do away with their phones in the meantime. Some of the citizens still risk their lives because of their obsession with smartphones. Hiro now knows that Ando is somehow helping the people, and he takes Ando as his enemy. The following day, Inuyashiki's children leave for school with their smartphones against their mother's advice. From the rooftop of a building where Hiro is lying down, he communicates to Shion's head and asks her why she is still staying in a poor neighborhood after he has sent her a considerable amount of money. Shion changes the topic and tells him to stop killing people. Hiro had an excuse for the mass murder that he was doing. He told Shion that there was no way the people of Japan would let him be if he didn't kill all of them. Hiro was more interested in where they would move into when he was done with the genocide. Rather than responding to this, Shion starts crying. She knew everything he had said was the sad truth. After school, Mari and her friend go out to see a movie. At the same time, Inuyashiki and Ando are searching for Hiro. On TV, the people are told to be on guard because Hiro promised to kill 1,000 people today. There were speculations that the police might have caught him, but this couldn't be further from the truth. No one knew how he was going to do that. Hiro seemed to be sending a wave to bring down passenger airplanes. Episode 10. Hiro crashes multiple passenger airplanes into Tokyo. Ando informs Inuyashiki about it, and he starts rushing down to Tokyo with the intent of helping out. Ando stops him and tells him to save the second wave of airplanes about to crash. Ando encourages Inuyashiki to control the planes like they have been practicing with the cars. For a while, Inuyashiki finds it hard to counter Hiro's waves. Elsewhere, Hiro could tell that someone was up against him, and he wasn't happy about it. Inuyashiki manages to save some airplanes by landing them in the bay. Meanwhile, Mari and her friend are trapped in a burning building, and she calls her father for help. Just as Inuyashiki is about to fly to save her, Hiro shows up and engages him in a conversation. Hiro realizes that Inuyashiki is exactly like himself. Inuyashiki tells him he was also at the park that night when the spaceship hit. But while Inuyashiki derives joy from saving lives, Hiro enjoys killing. This automatically made Hiro the villain, and it saddened him. Hiro was now determined to end Inuyashiki's life. Inuyashiki pleaded with Hiro to allow him go and save his daughter, who was stuck in a building. Hiro is not ready to listen, so he attacks Inuyashiki, but they are evenly matched. While Inuyashiki aimed to catch up with his daughter, Hiro used all the internal weapon systems to attack him. As fight was going on, Mira called her father again, but this time around, she was already dying. She says her last words and extends her greetings to the other family members. Inuyashiki's heart broke after this call. Eventually, Inuyashiki gained the upper hand, pulling off Hiro's arms and part of his skull. They both fall to the ground. Inuyashiki recovers quickly and meets his daughter. At the same time, Hiro remained lifeless on the ground. Inuyashiki arrived too late, and Mari was dead. Inuyashiki cries out in pain and tries desperately to resurrect her. After a while, his attempts turned out to be successful, as Mari was back alive. Inuyashiki brings her down from the building and returns to save others. Videos of Inuyashiki saving people were all over the internet. Inuyashiki is overjoyed that he can do something so good. He thinks aloud that this is probably the reason why he was born. Ando is also seen crying and commending Inuyashiki for his efforts so far. Meanwhile, two young women find and help the damaged body of Shishigami in a laneway. Hiro murmured that they should help him with water. The woman offered him juice. Episode 11. Inuyashiki returns home after saving many people in the city. He enters his home to find his family gathered together in the room. They had been waiting for him all this while to get answers. Inuyashi's wife asks if he is the same person who is healing people on TV. Inuyashiki responds in the affirmative and brings out the weapons from his body as proof. Inuyashiki tells his family that he is no longer human again because the incident changed him. His wife rushes after him and asks him personal questions about their honeymoon. The fact that Inuyashiki was able to respond correctly is all she needs. Mrs. Inuyashiki begs him to continue staying with them. Mari joins the couple in a hug, and they all cry together. At school, there was only one topic: Inuyashiki's deeds. When Ando returns home, he meets Hiro in his room. Hiro becomes happy when Ando tells him he has a manga they can read together. Hiro wanted them to hang out like before, but Ando entered the bathroom and calls Inuyashiki on phone. Ando later informs Hiro of what he has done, and calls him out for the many lives that he has taken. Hiro leaves Ando to avoid any confrontation with Inuyashiki. While going through several reports and comments online, Hiro could tell that no one wanted him around anymore. Elsewhere, Inuyashiki's son didn't know how to process the changes in his father and the home. So, he becomes a bit withdrawn. Inuyashiki notices this, and decides to walk with him back home from school. It was the perfect time for father and son to bond together. Inuyashiki's son said he would also love to be a robot and save people. Inuyashiki then told him that he needed to accept and love himself the way he was. Inuyashiki drew a comparison to Hiro and explained that his goodness was innate. For the first time in a long while, the family hangs out together, and Inuyashiki suggests they go on vacation. These plans are soon thwarted by the news of the impending meteor that was close to Earth. The government had done all it could and had even given up. Inuyashiki decides to do all he can to stop the meteor from destroying the Earth. He says goodbye to Ando and his daughter and flies into space. Inuyashiki tries several times to destroy the meteor but fails. All his blasts created a small hole in the meteor. Inuyashiki had given up at this point and had run out of options. Inuyashiki is surprised to find Hiro in the meteor rock. Hiro informs Inuyashiki that he is also here to save those he loves. Hiro did not want Ando and Shion to die from the meteor. He was willing to sacrifice himself by self-destructing on the meteor to alter its course. Since Hiro's arms had been destroyed, he beckoned on Inuyashiki to help him activate the self-destruct button. Before doing this, Inuyashiki contacted Ando and gave him the update. Ando is short of words because he never expected it. Inuyashiki proceeds to help Hiro self-destruct, but sadly, it is insufficient. The only option left for Inuyashiki was for him to also self-detonate at that exact spot to finish what Hiro had started. Following these events, Inuyashiki's son, Takeshi Inuyashiki, learns to fend off bullies, and Mari Inuyashiki's manga is selected for publication. That's all, folks. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more amazing content.